Get your stuff out there, man.
Yeah.
And we got a guest. How you doing today, Anjae?
Hi. Sorry,
Shit.
I forgot my thing was muted the whole
Oh,
time. I'm sorry, my throat is a little scratchy. It's kind of allergy season right now, so. But yeah, what I was gonna say, like elaborate on what I said about Malcolm X, talking about we're not outnumbered, we're out organized. Like, yeah, I feel like a lot of our problem is like going against each other. Just like Vegas, you talking about how you guys are saying like colorism is one of the things that stops us from like unifying from each other. And also I feel like black men and black women point the finger at each other like it's you that is the problem, it's you. But I feel like that's like a lot of things, like a lot of the trauma that black people have, especially black Americans, African Americans, is strategic trauma. Like even down to how our communities are built is built on racism. So that way we don't progress. So to a degree, I feel like, not even to a degree, a lot of the trauma that we have as a people and as a community is because, like I said, they didn't want us to progress. So instead of just arguing with each other and trying to benefit off of things that should not be benefit off of, like materialistically, like for the Black Lives Matter, for example, the fund, that's a whole like scam in a sense. Like the people who run the Lives Matter, excuse me, I'm sorry, who run the Black Lives Matter fund, or like the charity scammers, the people who really started Black Lives Matter as the activism, all the activists are dead. Like from when Mike Brown and the what is it, the protests, when all those started and people, they were shooting us with rubber bullets and throwing smoke at everybody. All those people who started the Black Lives Matter movement are dead. They were killed. So now it's people who have celebrity influence and status. They're gaining money off of it. They're getting money for doing appearances. And even the reason why I bring that up is because the family members of the ones who were slain, even though it's millions of black people who get slain by the police, but like Mike Brown or Tamir Rice, the 12-year who got killed for like, having the toy gun in I think it was in Ohio, to even Eric Gardner in New York, the families, they say like their Black Lives Matter is not, it doesn't do anything for them. Like they feel like they're just benefiting off of their pain and struggle. So I feel like not black people as a whole, but I feel like I said, if people would stop trying to benefit off of our trauma, because that whole summer with all this protesting, like I'm not against protesting, and I feel like we should have people protesting. You're right. We should have people boycotting because our money and our voice matters the most. People can feel the way that they feel about us, but the black vote and the black dollar is the most valuable. So
right.
that whole summer with the Black Lives Matter, everybody's in COVID, people's protesting because of George Floyd. If you notice, people putting up the black like profile like pictures and things. There's a lot of brands who really don't care because it's like all this has been happening for years, centuries. So it's like now you want to take out the time to acknowledge, oh, Black lives do matter. People are getting money off of this. They're gaining like, because it's like, oh, you're down with the cause, so it gets distracted in the people who are really down for the cause and do want a difference. Like the things that we ask for, it seems like it's a lot, but it's not. All black people ask for is a simple respect as everybody else. But everybody, and that's why I feel like, I'm sorry, I'm just like explaining, like, I'm going off a tangent, but
Now you
We feel
good.
you. We feel you.
the
Like, you.
like solidarity, like that's why I agree. Person of color and black are not two interchangeable things, because people of color also, excuse my French, but shit on black people too. Like when it comes to Spanish people, and I'm not saying all of them, but how, like when it comes to respect and how we're treated and what's taken from us and how we're treated is like the bottom of the totem pole. But that's because our value is so high. So it's like they try to, benefit off of our struggle and our trauma, and it's really crazy, like seeing it, because, like you said, like all the, we've been like in enslavement for what, 400 years. So 400 years later, like it's been 100 years since, like 100 and maybe 50 years since black people had their freedom. That's not really that long ago. Like my great grandmother lived to be 100 years old, almost 101. So if she could, like her grandmother was probably a slave. So that's not a long time ago where it's like, oh, that was like last year, a couple years ago. And even if so, you have to heal from that trauma. And like I said, things that were even like the crack epidemic, even now things like drugs, like there's literally police, from the police brutality. They're going into, like, I'm from New York, so there's like the history like with crack and drugs up here, and I'm sure it happened in Chicago too, because they leave guns out there for them to just take. But the police would come to black neighborhoods, like to the Bronx, especially in Yonkers, and come to like 14, 13-year-old boys who didn't really have like that well of a home or really needed money. Like they were just trying to, eat and survive. Police coming up to them like, yo, sell this to your community, make money. We want to arrest you because it's damaging our community. We're doing them a favor. Yeah, you're gaining money off of it and you can eat, but a lot of the people in your community are addicted to drugs now. And that affects even today's generation for how some of like I said, black people's trauma trickles down. Like we had a whole generation of like drug addicts, like the whole crack epidemic, the war on drugs. Like so, those people, the men and some of the women that we were supposed to look up to, fell victim to that, and it was like a plot for black people to not progress. So
And like,
long story
Anya,
short, I feel
let me
like
stop
we
you right quick.
should not be distracted and be like, oh, because you light skin, because you dark skin, like ignorantly, like amongst
Um,
your friends as jokes and not bad colorism jokes, but little like dumb stuff is okay, like amongst your friends and your family. But I don't take things like that literally. There is no difference between light skin and dark skin. Like I didn't grow up with like that kind of mentality. Like mine was the opposite, if anything. So I think we just need to stop pointing the finger and getting distracted because we're helping them, the other people, the other teams, win and destroying us and stopping our progression. I'm not saying it's us 100% because we're trying our damnness, being that we have so many hurdles, but like I said, not pointing the finger and trying to like play each other is not gonna help us get anywhere.